Hi, I'm Rhonda Doré. Today we're going to learn what negative space is, how to paint it, and how to make a palette that will keep your acrylics nice and wet. I like to make big abstract paintings, and I need my acrylics to last for a long time. So this is how you do it. One way is to buy a commercially available wet palette. This is one by Masterson. It's like a big plastic box, and it comes with some special paper. It comes with a sponge that keeps your acrylics wet. You wet the sponge and put that paper on top, and then seal it up when you're all finished. There's another way you can get this job done with a few simple things you have at home. Number one, a cookie sheet, a cookie tray. One of these you use for baking. A cafeteria tray would work. Anything like that. Number two, paper towels. You need a roll of paper towels. You're going to need about 6 of them if they're the small kind, or 3 sheets if they're the big ones. And the third thing, tracing paper. The first thing you're going to do is see how wide the tray might be. Mine's about 3 pieces wide. So I'm going to tear it off there and make a double layer. So that's what you do. Then you take those paper towels and I fold them up and dunk them in water. So get them nice and wet. And then you take your tracing paper and put it on the top. So you'd use it like any other palette. Mix your paints on here and they'll stay nice and mixed and wet for quite a long time. Then every once in a while, don't forget to spray it again, just to keep those paper towels kind of wet. When you're all done for the day, or just going to take a break, find yourself a big piece of plastic like this. This came with something I ordered. It's actually kind of like a big Ziploc bag. A garbage bag would work just fine too. So when you're taking a break, seal it up like this in your plastic bag and put it away. And it will stay for about 2 days without drying out, sometimes longer if you open it up and give it a little mist every once in a while. And when you're all done with your paper palette, you just pull it off the tray and throw it away. But I don't know about you, I hate to waste things like this. So I cut mine up and I used mine to make a birthday card. So what is negative space? It's the space around a thing. See how there's pavement around the cactus? See how there's sky around the cactus petals? We're going to start by painting the space around a cactus. That's called negative space. Materials are acrylic paint, a canvas or piece of watercolor paper that's been coated with gesso and let dry. The first thing to do is get your brush wet. Don't ever put it in your acrylic paint without getting it wet first. Then dry it off just a tad bit. Okay, what you're going to do is just make a mess. You're going to make all kinds of colors on this sheet. It won't matter if they run into each other. You're going to just go kind of crazy. Put in everything you can think of and then just let that dry. You can see we're going to start with a dry piece of paper. We're going to paint around the cactus. It's a good way to start. It's different. You can see I'm beginning to put in some sky, and of course it's blue, and I'm going to be adding it in around the cactus, that negative space, not the cactus itself, but basically a silhouette around the cactus. it's going to take me a little while to get it done. I have to stop and think about it. I use a reference photo sometimes, and sometimes I just wing it. So you can see it's starting to look like the silhouette of a cactus, isn't it? Then I'm going to darken the sky around it just a little bit, just to make more contrast. And let's add in some sand. Our cactus has to grow out of something. I think the sun is coming from the left, so I'm going to add a few glints of sunshine onto my cactus petals. Now I'm going to go in and add a few darks. This is a time when you can start to define your cactus as a cactus. You've painted around it, you put in some darks and lights, kind of try to figure out where the sun is coming from and how it would light up your cactus pieces. And then don't forget, we need a shadow because there's sunshine coming from the left there. So those petals are going to be reflecting on the ground. Add in some shadows. I decided to adjust the sky just a little bit to give my cactus some more contrast. And you can see here I'm just kind of adding back in more shadows. And I go back and forth this way until I'm pretty happy with how it looks. Turns out I had to put some more sunshine back in and make the sky a little bit more defined. And of course, my cactus needs some flowers, so I'm going to add those in here at the end. How did yours turn out? I hope you're happy with your negative space painting. Please post it so Miss Gina and I can take a look. We'd love to. And here are all the hashtags. Thanks for having me.